Google search results are somehow manipulated all of a sudden, so you can't even find it. You know, you have to dig for it. Doesn't if you just like search for these things, it's very difficult to find. It's amazing how this works. When you spend billions of dollars manipulating the media, this is what happens. This is what happens. So now, Dr. Bhakti explains that he was called to basically to go in front of the king. You're going to hear the moment that he broke the news to the Thai officials about the Pfizer vaccine and the cover-up as a result of this meeting. Top Thai officials are now pulling off the gloves, basically, against Pfizer-BioNTech, and could become the first country in the world to nullify the contracts between the government and Pfizer. Holy shit. Think about that. This could be, and we thought this might have actually was going to start to happen in Bolivia, and it hasn't, with a different scenario. But this could be the first government that does this, nullifies the contracts, has the guts to nullify. Because we've been saying these contracts offer them immunity, right? Many of these countries, depending on the country and how they structure these contracts with these companies, they have immunity, meaning the pharmaceutical companies have immunity from anything. But what if they nullify them? Because you lied to us. This means that contract is null and void. Interview that a Thai doctor, Bhaktani, he sat down with Pascal Najani in an interview presented by journalist Taylor Hudak. Now listen to Dr. Bhakti, that's it, Dr. Bhakti. Sometimes my names are like, all right, brain, process. Dr. Bhakti explains the ridiculousness. So he explains the ridiculousness of the story of the bacterial infection that was told to the royal family about what happened to the princess in the coma. Listen to him, he set this up, and we'll get to more on this one.
Something like that. Sound. I'm testing for sound, and I'm testing for lineup, setup, all this bullshit, and checking glare, see what I get for glare, angles, my fatness. I want to know if you can hear at the camera. I don't really know. I'm trying to talk in a regular voice, and then plus I got this thing on behind me. And I'm going up and down with the volume. And I'm seeing if I can even hear myself talk without picking up a microphone. I have to go get a microphone. Adjustment so I can keep my head up at camera level so to make it look like I'm looking at the camera when really I'm looking at the same thing that you are. I'm not looking forward to doing this. This is not, I don't want to turn this into an entertainment thing really. I'm going to try to find my own way without turning it into entertainment. So when I went, I got kicked off of this channel. I can't get onto the Miguel Anyone channel. I'm locked out for reasons that I'm not even willing to go and find out why. Whatever. Now, who the fuck knows? Broke some of their rules again. I don't know. It could have been many things. They got so many rules. So I made a bunch of moon videos and they got deleted. I did have background sound from these talk shows and entertainment channels in the background, so it could have been that. It could have been me uploading one too many videos. that could have been another reason. They don't, I'd have to go in there and find out why and ask them why. Some of these videos that I remastered came out shitty, but I left them up for the time being on the Miguel Everyone channel. Because I'm trying to look and see what you can see when I put the camera on the screen. Several of them came out really good. They were doing, when I went back and watched them, they looked really good. But I don't think it had anything to do with what I was showing anyone here, because I wasn't really talking, it was just the background. I had the, so they could have said something about, trying to remember what they were talking about. That I was, that's the way it is. You got to remember what the hell they were talking about. I know that his partner, Dave, I think his name is, from Redacted. Dave said something, and then you could tell there was a silence, and they were looking at each other, and he wasn't sure if he should have said that. I mean, I just don't remember what it was about. If it was about COVID or something, or the war, or whatever the hell it was, one of the wars. And he said, and he acted like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. But they did, and they played it. But I went back and I looked, and his video's not deleted. They're still on there. I can actually go play that same video I'm talking about and be more exact about it. This works out really good with the black behind here. I'm messing around with some other lights and stuff like that in the background and trying not to bring any lights on top of the screen to get a lot of glare. I'll find out when I watch it back, because I don't have anybody here to do this shit with me. I don't have another screen over there where I can watch myself. All this kind of shit. I have to leave the seat empty, so I'm trying to, in between doing different shit, I'll jump up, I'll grab the camera, and I go at the screen. The videos I'm going to go after are going to be my own videos. I'm just going to stick them on channels. Too many copyright strikes going on other people's channels. I will try playing some stuff in the background. There was another new guy that I liked. My mind's just not with me today to remember everybody's names and stuff like that. But anyway, he's pretty good too. And he said a few things too that I think might have got me. But it didn't say copyright strike, it just said breaking their rules. So whatever rule it was I broke, it's again a guess, so I'm just guessing. I will say too, I'll talk a little bit while I'm doing nothing, I'm just looking around, the trackers that are following me all over the fucking place. So they still are, but it's only, they're back to their normal, usual stuff, the way it's been for years, many years. They're back to 10 minutes a day in the morning, and then maybe 10, 15 minutes I'll see them do a drive-by, but they're not hanging around. I don't see them hanging around, just trying to get me on anything. I don't see them trying to set me up, knocking over my trash barrels, or doing any of that shit. So I don't know how fucking sneaky they really are. But I'm still watching out for them. I see them. Every time I do get them on recording, the recordings disappear on me, but whatever. So I'll just have to take a pen and a pad and write their plate number and track them that way or something. One of them, I said this story a couple times, but I don't know if the videos made it up. Their van broke down the street, and it was a dude that I had already seen several times within a week, and several times a day actually during that week. And he's a very pleasant guy, Puerto Rican kid, nice guy, and he's always said hello and stuff, because he couldn't help it. He kept bumping into me everywhere. And, I'm at this store, then that store, and then a day later here and there. So it's too much. He was playing the character of a delivery person, but yet he never delivered anything. I never seen him deliver on. And then when his vehicle broke down, I got to see inside the van from, talking to him and stuff. He's not a delivery person, he's an agent, and he broke a ball joint. So, so that was interesting. And then anyways, I had him on camera twice, and then the videos got deleted before I could even get anywhere to upload them or anything. They just, while you're doing the videos, pretty amazing that they have that technology, that they can do that. And it just I don't know, maybe everybody within a certain range, their phones go down, and any videos that they're making at that time don't get it, upload. I don't know, or maybe it's very specific just to my phone. Who Who the hell knows? But I'm telling you, they got the technology to do it. So I'm gonna look around at some videos. This one's 44 minutes. Digital collection of EMNC from the cloud level. I'm remastering some videos. I'm trying out this little area. I'm trying to get familiar with this camera shit. Let's see here. And I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think that putting our faces on camera is a good idea. I've mentioned it many other times before, even taking photographs, pictures and all that. I know it sounds crazy, but I think it's all part of the fucking game where we've, you know, in the Bible and in religious terms, they probably would have called it humility. You know, have some humility, don't have so much vanity, that kind of thing. And in the real reality of things, with everything I can see now, I can tell you that it's not even about that. It's even deeper than that. It's about imitating, taking credit for, I should say, of the true creator's work. Because the true creator creates these images all around us. And I'm going to try to do, now that I'm going to be doing this entertainment thing, I can't keep doing quotes with everything either, but now that I'm going to be doing the entertainment bullshit, I will bring some of it, like doppelgangers, I think they call them. Now, when I did a series with Rick from A Tripping Sponge, he and I talked about a lot of this kind of stuff. Because, see, the images are imitated over and over and over again. If you watch my early videos that I made, you know, I was figuring shit out as I go along and everything. But I knew that I could see repeat images, not only here, you know, in the bio realm, but the true creator was creating these repeats of images all over the place. You couldn't help it, because when you start seeing them everywhere, you're talking about billions upon billions a day, trillions and trillions a day, if you're really looking, you know. And if you're looking at the true creator's work, to appreciate it for what it is, you know, that kind of thing. So, it is cold out, it's below zero, and we don't have money for heat or anything here either. So, you know, the doppelgangers, there's something to that, you know, they're finding each other, and I was saying that, before I even knew there was a term for it, I didn't know people were actually figuring that part of it out, and I just came across some videos one day, and I was like, oh, they actually have a name for it too, okay, because the true creator's work, it's the true creator's builders that build all this, that build the biosystem, that build everything in here. The true creator doesn't care about our biosystem, and don't get me wrong, I don't see any evidence of that, because it has nothing to do with his creation in the sense that it's a biosystem. It's a biosystem. We were created, the bio shell of us, the bio end of things, was created by the false creator / creator, who divided himself from the true creator's work, and then divided. He divided everything to get us to this point here that we're at now. And I am hanging I'm very confident that this is the model. I don't talk much about it because it just freaks everybody out. It gets everybody pissed off. It's very upsetting, but it is going to be dangling here behind me, and I will talk about it again later, but this is the model. I guarantee you this is the model. Go look at the system, look at everything that I've been trying to show you guys on the couple channels that I have still up, and really look, and you're going to see. I don't know how else to do this. I don't like to make light of anything, but then you don't want to be so dark and drastic and over the top that you scare people away. You know, you're trying to be, but then again, what it is that you're telling people is that you're going to be showing them that they could always see the true creator, the false creator / creator. You can always see this for ourselves, but yet we deny ourselves of looking. We deny ourselves of seeing it. It's hard for people, you know. No one wants to hear that. And because it's 7.8 billion zombie slaves, you know, I'm way outnumbered. There has to be others. There has to be others out there, really. many. I guess all the time about these things because I don't know. It's not like I'm feeling I'm all using the true creator's energy and I can connect with them that way. And you would think that it would be that way. I would think that if I was right about that guess, maybe I'm just trying to be optimistic when it comes to that. If I really thought there were thousands out there who just were too afraid to come out, and I'm not going to find them if they did. I'm not going to find their YouTube channel. Maybe they're like me and they don't really label things in a clever way like I do or something. I don't know. Maybe I just hope that they're fucking out there. Because when I say 7.8 billion zombies, I'm hoping that there's 9 billion on the earth and that there's really that many people who are awakening. But I think maybe what it actually is, because the only people I do see using the true creator's energy that I see so far, right, is not good people. They're not good humans. They don't want the rest of us. They don't want 7.8 billion to have access to the system again. We had access to this system. This was our system. We gave it up. We fucked it up. And then we went further and further bio. And when you wake up and you see that it's all just been a fucking bunch of bullshit and it's all just been a bullshit story, yeah, I imagine it is difficult. Especially if you're going to try to awaken all at once. But it's been slow boiling for a long, long time. You got to think back to the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. When we think anyone who's awakening, on the awakening, always thinks about that. And they say, boy, our grandparents and our great-grandparents, things were so much better back then. It was so much easier. And maybe the work was harder and stuff, but life was simpler and the stress was less and all this kind of stuff. And we make up bullshit. Actually, they were just as fucking as intelligent as we all are. They were just as intelligent. Because I've been debating about that for the last couple of years. And our grandparents and our great-grandparents, they were just as intelligent as us. A bunch of fucking zombie slaves. Just the way it is. And you can go back through history and really look at all the bullshit stories that they believed and they actually thought were real. And they were really just, if there was a such thing as called, well, I guess I got to be careful of what I say. But if there was these agencies, they weren't called agencies back then. I don't know what they call them. Who cares? But that's the point. There was all these agencies that were developed in order to control the zombie slaves, and that's really too bad. It's really too bad. So in other words, we're living under a human thumb. We're not living under the thumb of even the false creator/creator, because a lot of people would consider the false creator/creator to be what they call God, the creator of the bio realm, right? But it goes against everything we were ever taught in the books, so forget about it, really. I mean, as far as calling it a God, we're told in the, gotta be careful about everything you say. You gotta watch out everything you fucking say, otherwise the whole video is a waste of time, and I have to delete it. We're born in the likeness of God, right? We're born in God's image. Humans are in God's image. But when you go and look at the system, you're going to see that the false creator/creator stole the true creator's work. And what the true creator shows us all around us, we can see it everywhere, is feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast all being built in those images. Now, the true creator, as I mentioned in many other videos before in the past, is the true creator doesn't see them the way that we see them. We're humans. We have terminology that goes behind these images that I'm telling you are feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. So you have to keep that in mind as you're seeing the images and thinking about it all. So in other words, when the false creator/creator stole those images and created a bio realm that included feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, then all the other species that came after that were all created by us. They were all brought here by us because we started dividing Adam. We stole the humans I'm pointing at. We stole the false creator/creator's work, ignoring the true creator's work altogether. And then we went and fucked it all up. Fucked it all up. And I don't know how many resets we've had. I don't know. It's hard to know when the resets had happened, if some of them might have been partial resets, full resets. We don't know. I would imagine that if everybody started awakening, like the shit I'm telling you is real, people. It's fucking real. The shit's real. If you go look for yourselves, you're gonna see it. It's not my rocks, not my clouds, but you can't even get people to notice the mineral streets. The mineral streets have been fucking dumped out on our heads for fucking 30, 40 years in a heavy, heavy way. More so in the, 20, 30 years heavy. But the mineral streets go all the way back to Reagan. They started picking up and went under full implementation under Reagan. Before that, the mineral streets were just additives that were added to jet fuel the same way that it's added to automotive fuel and other things that run, or even natural gas and propane. It's all about getting the heavy metals and minerals up into the atmosphere so that they can control weather. And then they tell you it's nature, again, another god. It's Mother Nature that controls weather. It's not humans. No, don't you fucking weirdos? Weirdos? So that we fucked ourselves. We fucked ourselves. And then listening to our parents and our grandparents and their great-grandparents and believing all this shit. I can give them benefits of the doubt. Their heads must have been spinning. They were twisted around. But I mean, you think about it over the years. If you want them to hate the Germans, then you make Germany a pariah and you turn them into a dangerous, put Adolf in front of the, again, you can't say anything. You cannot talk about nothing. You can't fucking say anything anymore. You can only fucking think it. Because if you say it, the videos get deleted. There was a lot of propaganda bullshit stories on all sides from back then, from the since the beginning of that war, 20s into the 40s, right? It was a slow roll and then picked up, and he was in charge for what, 7 years or something only. When you go back and you look at the photographs of the Holocaust, go pick through them and look at them all, okay? What they told us were photographs from that time. And many of them will have hundreds and hundreds of bodies laying all over. And you don't even want to look, You're like, oh man, it fucking hurts, man, to even look at this, But then when you start awakening and you do get the balls to actually look, you're going to feel a little better. Because what you're going to notice is a lot of them are fake. A lot of them are fake. The only ones that you can find that are real, that are probably really real, are ones that don't show anything. They just show like some barracks, or they show like an empty hole or whatever, and say this is the hole that we used to throw bodies into, or stuff like that. But otherwise, if you look at any of the other ones, you're going to see dead people on the ground with smiles on their faces. You're going to see a still shot photos, and then someone's actually in a moving position. You're going to see people that are reaching out and messing with each other that are in the crowd, because there's hundreds of bodies laid out. So, they're all, took them 10, 15 minutes to all get in their uniforms, and then they all had to lay down on the ground and shave their heads and everything. They all shaved their heads to do this photograph. And you got to think to yourself, when you start noticing this kind of shit, how deep all the lies go. Everything has been a fucking lie. I'm not saying people don't really die. I'm saying people die for the wrong reasons, because every reason's wrong. It's all unnecessary. We've all been divided so badly, and that's what it's all about. And we should all understand that. We should all know that. It's about dividing us so that they can conquer us. And you want to say it's the 1%? I don't know. I don't know who the fuck it is. I don't know. I don't know how much of each stage, how much they know. But I do know this, and this is how I eliminate a lot of people. This is the way, like Joe Rogan, I was trying to come up with some reasons, and I felt bad. The other day I was doing a video, and I was ranking out Joe Rogan, and I was just blurting out reasons why I don't trust him, and how I can prove to myself that he's part of the scam. And so many millions of people love him, and he seems like a really nice guy, and he seems like he wants the truth about shit and stuff. But it's the outer space nonsense. That's number one. Anybody that's selling you outer space nonsense, don't bother with him anymore. Any heliocentric don't even bother with them seriously. I'm not saying flat earthers or anybody else is any better. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's more of the heliocentrics than anybody else, and they all got it wrong, and they think they're king shit because everybody agrees with it because they were brought up with it in their school system, and every fucking book they ever read, every video they ever watched, everything they ever seen was saying outer space, outer space, outer space, outer space. So there's no way they're gonna have too hard of a time getting their mind around what it is I'm showing you, which is reality. The only fucking reality that any of you have gotten yet, but yet nobody watches my videos, they ain't going anywhere. I'm suppressed big time. So if it's supposedly the, the woke, or the other side, the awakened, or the awoke, or whatever the fuck it is, a lot of quoting going on. Everybody's full of shit. That's part of the division. Because otherwise we'd all be working together to fix all this nonsense that's been going on. We've been on slow boil for a long fucking time. And every time you say something, okay, you're either a conspiracy or a conspiracy theorist and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's getting shut down right in front of our eyes. We talked about all this shit that's going on for a lot of years. Now, I don't know how long this video's been going on. That's another thing I'm going to have to do is set up a timer. Because when I start talking, I lose track of everything. So much, so much. Now that I'm making entertainment out of this, maybe I'll be able to get a lot of shit out onto the table. I'm going to continue doing it the way that I was doing it, though. I am going to bring the camera and to show you the true creators' work. Because I'm nothing. None of these people that I'm watching or listening to, every fucking one of them, every time I start, I say, wow, I like this guy. Wow, I really like this girl. Wow, she's smart. This one knows this one knows, and then you watch them for a couple weeks, and boom, they roll right over into a bunch of bullshit stories. So they get one thing, or a few things, or whatever, that they can see that are bullshit, but they don't understand that it's all bullshit. All sides. And I don't really think that anybody should get mad or angry about that, or even upset at ourselves for it, really. But certainly don't keep doing it. So anyways, back to Joe Rogan, my point to a lot of this. Okay, so Elon Musk is a liar because he runs a space program, and there's no such thing as outer space in the way that we're told it is. Okay, so that's easy for me. So I know that anybody that's selling that, so when I see Trump walking down the fucking aisle with his arm around Armstrong and everything, I got a good idea they're all in on that shit too, right? So they all know that was all bullshit. Now I could go into conspiracy theories about, oh, is that what happened to, JFK? Was it, did he know that we were going to be doing this fake ass moon landing nonsense, and that we were going to go down this road and take all the citizens down it? Who the hell knows? Who cares? It's interesting maybe, but the point is, if you go look at the moon for yourself, you'll just know that was all nonsense. And then you can go back. First go look at the moon for yourselves. And I'm going to do some videos on how easy it is to video of the moon and photograph the moon. And so you can look at it for yourselves rather than keep listening to these astronauts. And they're probably one of the agencies that's chasing me too, is probably related to me always ranking these assholes out. Okay, so that's how I can easily call out Elon Musk. Now, Joe Rogan loves Elon Musk. They're blood brothers or whatever. So that's not why, though, I eliminate Joe Rogan, because he could just be a idiot, a genius, just like everybody else. He could just be a fucking huge genius about it all. So it could be that, but that's not it. What it is with Joe Rogan is the mineral streets. The mineral streets alone show me that Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, this guy here who I really like a lot, from Redacted, if they're never noticed in the mineral streets and no one ever talks about the mineral streets, that dude, Lex Friedman, the guy that's supposed to be running Twitter now for Elon now. Okay, that dude there, I pulled him out on the Michael Oziak channel and called him out a little bit, but I didn't put his name on the series. But I listened to a lot of his stuff, and he's another one. As soon as they go space alien, I'm done. I'm fucking done. As soon as they go outer space, I'm done. As a matter of fact, as soon as they go with their fake technology and all this bullshit, ridiculous, man. It's technology that we're using, this computer shit, it's garbage. Garbage compared to the true creator's work, to the true creator's energy that we all could be using all the time for everything, for travel, communication, medical. We wouldn't need the medical industry at all. We don't pay any attention to our electromagnetic nanocarbon system ourselves. We don't pay any attention to it. And the Metellus that I'm always bitching about and talking about, the Metellus is huge, huge. It's the control of the carbons that make up the entire biosystem. We can control how healthy we all are. We can control how our lifespans with it, everything. You fucking name it. It's unbelievable how much we miss out by not going and looking what it is I'm trying to show you people for the last 5 years. All the shit, but every time I try to show everybody wants to go down some other fucking path. They all want to take it down some path of whatever religions and shit that we all already been dealing with for thousands of years. You know, even if it's the outer space nonsense, it's just another religion. It's another bunch of shit that you believe in for no other reason than you were brought up believing it. You read it in your books, you see it on your TV, your parents spotted it out of their fucking mouths, everybody lied to you. Sorry, it's the way it is. Everybody lied to you. So that's how I know Joe Rogan is a liar, and without no doubt in my mind. Because with all his publicity and all his fame, I never hear him talking about the mineral streets in a way that I would certainly tell you about them. I show them to you, tell you about it all the time. He goes along with Wikipedia, you know. He goes along with Wikipedia's version, which is all, first of all, they don't call them mineral streets, they call them chemtrails, which is a CIA adopted word that everyone adopted from the CIA. They put the whole scam out there. United Nations totally admits to it. They write about it in every one of their agendas. They talk about it. They even admit openly, pretty much, to a lot of bad things that they dump out of the jets. They admit to them. I don't have to tell you about them so that I can get hit with breaking, YouTube rules or whatever. You can go look for yourselves. It's not even a secret. So that's how we know there's 7.8 billion zombie slaves, because that information's always been there. And I've given that information out to family and friends over the years, and no one ever takes me up on it. They burn it, they throw it in the trash, they never look at it. And here's someone who tells you, don't listen to words. But I'm trying to throw their words back at them and say, look, if you're saying that they're not there, I'm pointing at them. We can all see them. I'm doing videos of them on a daily basis. I'm telling you how long ago they started. I'm telling you, you can go back and look at every television show and movie and history that we have, and you can find these fucking trails, and you can understand them and see how this was all working. You can understand that up until Reagan, up until the time of Reagan, we used to do it by factories. A lot of fucking factories dumping the carbons way up high in the atmosphere so that we can control the weather. Before that, Native Indians would have told us, would have told the white man how to do it, but we hid it, we hid the secrets, and we said it was nature, we don't know nothing. Just all of a sudden, one day it's fucking snowing, fucking 2 weeks later, I don't know. You gotta ask the scientist, you gotta ask the doctor. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy. So we ignore the whole system. We ignore the electromagnetic nanocarbon system. We ignore the true creator's work. We make up bullshit stories about, you name it. We're fucking liars. And I can't even rank out everybody for being huge liars, really. I have to watch every fucking step I make in order to make these videos. Otherwise, this is a pain in my balls, and then they get deleted. I'm gonna check the time on this video and then start the next one. What's it at? 34 minutes? Alright, so maybe we can do something. Alright, so I can actually see the screen pretty decent from here. I'm gonna do this. But I don't know if I could see me. Yeah, you can, because my face is right on the other side of that, so I should be fine. I'm just gonna see if bringing it in on the screen is any better. By going closer. Yeah, not really. Not really, but I might try this. checking right now. First of all, it's daytime, so we got reflection and glare going on. I don't know on this video only has 3 views. It's on the Miguel Everyone channel. I'm just gonna run through the Miguel Everyone channel and do this because I think I'm gonna end up going, by the way, back to the Miguel Everyone channel in like a couple weeks whenever this issue's over with, whatever the issue is. And as this comes through, I want to look at the camera and see what I get. Yeah, and I bought quick releases for the cameras too. So I can take the cameras and move them around the room everywhere. So, okay, so when I do that, and then that's all the way in, and I do end up right on total blackness if I come a little further. So what I'm trying to do too is I'm trying to take any glare out around it. That's why you see my fancy curtain there. Because I notice how distracting it is. Like, it's really good too. The imagery is really good in there. If I pause it, I can take in and go look in there. It looks good. Yeah, hold on. Come on, you fucking. So I was also testing some filters. I was testing some filters the other day. And they were really blurry. I gotta go in and delete them because they were really blurry. They made everything fuzzy. Sometimes you forget. It was a lesson that I already learned a long time ago. I already knew not to bother doing that. So the other day when I was in here doing this, when you come back like this on the screen and you go down, see the light coming in, it fucks you all up. Throws everything off. So now when I do this, yeah, this will be easier. Yeah, this will be nice. Okay, and I mean, I'm all set up with all kinds of. I got this one. Let's try this one out too while I'm fucking around. What am I at here? 30 something minutes. Because I got this thing set up. And I'm gonna try it. Then I can go every which way, and I also can, if I want to, do this, and I can actually flip it a fucker right around. Yeah, it works pretty good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is perfect. And then the only thing is it's gonna drop down on me. Alright, so I might need more support on this bitch. What line this up. Just want to know how bad it's gonna drop. Pretty bad. But not if it's straight up. It doesn't. Okay, nice. Okay, good. Yeah, pretty good.
To a potential bombshell story now out of Thailand, which are not words that I thought would ever come out of my mouth. A bombshell story out of Thailand? Oh yeah. Listen to this. This is a potential bombshell, and Pfizer better buckle up, because this could start to become a contagion for Pfizer. And I really think that we're starting to see a change. I think we're starting to see, in fact, now you're starting to see some mainstream media outlets even begin to cover this question about Pfizer. But here is what happened, is what's going on in Thailand right now. So, do you remember a few weeks ago when the princess of Thailand suddenly collapsed just days after receiving her booster shot? Now, we covered this in the newsletter. We didn't get a chance to cover it here on the show, I think because it was during the holiday time and we were off at the time. Anyway, she's still in a coma to this day. Okay, this happened about 3 weeks ago. Well, now we're learning that the Thai royal family has been told that her collapse had nothing to do with a bacterial infection, which is the story they were sold at the beginning. Imagine having the cojones to go into the royal family, to the king, right, and be able to say, Your Highness, the reason she's in a coma is because of a bacterial infection. To which anyone with a brain would say, oh, then give her an antibiotic and she'll be good by tomorrow. No, that's not the case. That's what they told him. That's what they told the royal family initially, bacterial infection. They were lied to, of course, and as I mentioned, an antibiotic would have nipped this in the bud very quickly. But instead, according to reports, she's most likely affected, most likely a victim of the jab. That's right. The report comes to us from sources living in Thailand, and a new interview that a Thai doctor, Dr. Sukaret Bhakdadi, he sat down with Pascal.
Yeah, here they come. They're all coming in here. So I'm gonna do a video on this whole video
Listen to Dr.
for the next one, and then I'll try to upload both of them
Bhakdi, that's it, Dr. Bhakdi.
on the Michael Oziak channel. All right.
Process. Dr. Bhakdi explains the ridiculousness.
5 minutes.
So he explains the ridiculousness of the story.
So I'll let this video go to the end. There's only a couple minutes left.
To the royal family about
It's already
what
at
happened to
44
the
minutes,
princess
so.
in the coma. Listen to him set this up, and we'll get to more on this. Watch.
One daughter of the present king, Rao X, collapsed and is in coma. She, within, I think it was 23 days after the third shot, and she's young, of course, 44 years old, never been seriously ill, collapsed and is now in a coma. And the diagnosis that was given by the authorities and by the university is so ridiculous. She's supposed to have a bacterial infection that will never do what she's suffering from. And so we determined, and the activists in Thailand who have been on this for many, many months now, great guys, also a professor from the University of Bangkok. He's gotten in touch with the royal family, and we're sending information to the royal family.
I'm gonna try this lower one too.
To the fact that in all probability, the princess is suffering as a victim of this jab, as so many people around the world have been suffering.
Yeah. I get it better.
You know what's even scarier for me with this story, really quick?
Yeah.
Is the fact that there are powers that be that had more power to misinform a king about what happened to his daughter. Who is that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Well, if you realize the tentacles of this thing, how many billions are at stake around the world? I mean, the fact that you literally have like the head of these groups texting with the head of the European Commission, right? Ursula von der Leyen. Like, we want to know the context of those text messages. Think about the heads of governments, heads of NGOs, heads of non-elected government, like the head of the European Commission. She's not elected by you or me, right? So think of the tentacles of this thing. It's far and wide. And remember, to your point, I mean, just last week, of course, when Project Veritas broke this big story about what's going on with Pfizer, right? And then suddenly they're censored.
That's the one I think that might have got me in trouble too, because that video I'm pretty sure was playing in the background.
If you just like search for these things, it's very difficult to find. It's amazing how this works.
The one about the guy from Pfizer getting talk on his date there.